Good morning. My name is Leanne Peters and I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook. I'm also from Harmony on High Street in Campbelltown. So welcome and thank you for joining me today. I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 4th of August through till Sunday the 10th of August. We have a visitor. We have a little fluffy visitor. This is Puss. Puss is hanging in there. She's getting pretty old, aren't you? And she thinks I'm talking to her, I think, when I'm doing these videos. But anyway, I am here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. I trust this video finds you well and that things are in good flow for you. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is around 11 a.m. here, and it is Monday the 4th of August. I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website or through Harmony on High Street. Thank you so much for your support. So, I think she's ready to go. You ready to go? You're going to hang out? Okay, so if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is putting down the cats. Hopefully she's not leaving any long hairs to tickle my nose. What I'll be doing is using my Oracle cards. I have two decks combined here. We have the Animal Kingdom and my Speed of Light Oracle cards. We have 44 cards in each deck, so 55 actually, so we've got 110 cards altogether. So I'll be using this combined deck to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone, so I do trust you've been led here for a reason. So let's pull over my chair, my reading chair. Try not to run over the cats, and let's get started. So please think of this as a guide only, and let's see, take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go, and let's see what comes up for this week. So I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for Monday the 4th of August through till Sunday the 10th of August 2025. And the best cards, based on the way I choose my cards, are these. So I'm going to lay them down here, so just bear with me a second. And we're just going to go straight along, but I want to go straight along for 6, and I only have room for 4. So let's extend. We'll go 3 and 3. So we've got 3 Speed of Light and 3 Animal Kingdom. So let's start with Monday what day is it? Monday the 4th of August. We have Animal Kingdom Oracle card, the Zebra, which is card 22. And the Zebra says alternative options. So usually the Zebra comes up just suggesting or reminding us that there may be other options to consider. So this is especially important if we're going down one line of thinking, or we have tunnel vision about something at the moment, or maybe we're getting advice from a specialist and maybe we need to get another opinion or other opinions. So there is this sense with the Zebra that there's more than just this one option that we're thinking. So this is especially important for Monday, but I feel like there's this sort of energy around at this time. So what's going on for you in your life where you feel that you're kind of stuck in this one way? Maybe you're the one that's sticking yourself there, or maybe there are outside influences that are keeping you on that particular track. Is there a way to look at other options? Are there alternative options? Sometimes research or getting more information can be required to be able to access or notice that there may be more paths or more options than we realise at the time. So that's an interesting card for Monday. See how that fits for you. I'm now looking at Speed of Light Oracle. Hi Sam and John. Speed of Light Oracle for Tuesday the 5th of August. And it is We've got light codes. This popped up, I think, in the last reading I did 2 weeks ago. This is card 41. It says incoming information, memories, and language. This is usually energy that's coming in. So energy would only come into us, perhaps in the form of ideas or inspiration or information. It would only come into us if we're open to receiving it. So this does already suggest a reasonable amount of openness to be able to receive or notice or bring in that energy that wants to come into our life. So it could be potential new people that wanting to come into our life. So there might be things that we're drawn to go to or do, or activities or events to attend where we might meet these potential new people. So there are things that the universe is preparing us for that is bringing new in. And this is especially if we've been asking for perhaps new people to come into our life, new relationships or connections with people, new opportunities. Perhaps we've been looking at a way to bring more life into our life, more motivation and enthusiasm into our life. So when we're open, when we put that sort of intention out there, and then we're open to going where we need to go, or we're open to trusting in perfect timing and crossing paths with people at the right time, then this is sort of what this card's about. So there is an openness and a receiving feeling. There is an ungrounded feeling to this card too, so it's not perhaps going to show up yet as a person or as a thing or as an opportunity or as something we can touch and experience. It's probably more the precursor of that. So it's the before we meet someone, it's the before this opportunity presents itself. So let's stay open if we can, especially around Tuesday, to welcome new energy in. Sometimes, in fact often, and maybe we could almost say always, there might be need to clear some old stuff out. Because if we were a cupboard, if we were a wardrobe or a cupboard, and if we were filled with just stuff, all this stress and stuff we've got going on, and our life is jam-packed, it's full, we can't fit anything else in, then the new could be knocking on our door, but there's no room for it to enter. So there might be an element of clearing out that's needed, and maybe we've already been doing that, where we purge and clear out and cleanse, maybe even spring clean ourselves, our life, our schedule, so that we make some room for new things. We need to make some room and make some space and make some time for new things. So if we're always saying, I'm so busy, I can't do this, I'm too busy as it is, well, we're also not allowing anything new and potentially perhaps better to come into our life. So it's good to clear things out from time to time. Let's look midweek. We'll go Wednesday, Thursday here, the 6th and the 7th of August. We've got an Animal Kingdom Oracle. Oh, I love this card. It's card 1, the Stallion. It says to untie yourself. This is a highly motivating, action-based card. This is untying ourselves. This is setting our wild spirit free. So there is an untying and untaming kind of feeling with this card too, where we undo things perhaps that have become too tight or too rigid or too fixed about us and perhaps our life. Maybe we have lost our wild side. Maybe we've lost our wild spirit because we've been too stressed about finances, or we've got these problems that we feel overwhelmed with. So this is about doing our best to drop those things, to cut those ties, to release those chains that we have around ourselves, so we can set a part of ourselves free. This sort of reminds me of what I was talking about with the emptying out of the wardrobe in regards to our time, our space, making time, making room, making space for new to come in. So if we're just jam-packed, if we're tightly coiled up, if we're tightly bound up, if we're chained up, then it's going to be hard to feel this free, motivating, action-orientated energy that is trying to pull us forward. This is a driven card. It drives us forward. It's a motivation. It's a determination. It's a confidence too. There's a confidence in this energy as we pull ourselves forward, and perhaps for some of us we pull ourselves out. Maybe we're pulling ourselves out of the rut or out of the constantly saying, I have no time, I have no space, I have no room, I have no money for whatever it is that we want to do. And instead just create some space in our life for something new. Create some space within ourselves, within our time, within our schedule for new things to come in. So the new is pulling. It's pulling at us, and we can probably feel it. So this is a stallion, very motivating for the middle of the week. So a great time too to get things done because it's action orientated. So a great time to focus and do some physical things and stay mentally focused on those physical things that we're potentially doing. All right, Friday, the 8th of August. The 8th of the 8th, Animal Kingdom Oracle. We have the Black Panther. The Black Panther is card 30, and it says to find acceptance. Find acceptance. This is the key to healing. And until we're ready to find acceptance, we're probably still going to be going through the ups and downs of our healing journey. So acceptance, I find, is sort of like our ability. It gives us the ability to be able to close the door in many ways. Acceptance is not easy, but I feel it's necessary in being able to move forward. So is there something that you're struggling to accept about yourself, about perhaps your relationship or relationships, perhaps something about your life that you, maybe I like to sort of say that we may be rejecting or resisting or pushing away? Is there something we need to consider softening on and perhaps accepting? It could be something that's changed within us or our life or our relationships that we don't really want to have changed, but it has changed. So maybe there's a need to find acceptance about this change that we just have to accept because we can't change it. So there's this sort of energy around it. It's not easy, but when we can truly find acceptance, it really is a powerful thing as far as our healing. So what do we need to accept? That'll be up to us to find out. That's for Friday. Now we're looking at the weekend. We've got 2 Speed of Light Oracle. I'm going to pull them up together. We've got this is Saturday, this is Sunday. Saturday we have initiation. Sunday we have new pathways. So initiation for Saturday, the 9th of August. It is card 21, and it says mastery, milestone, progression, and greatness. There is a forward pull too with this card, very similar to the stallion, maybe not quite as action orientated or motivating as the stallion, which is, I find, really exciting card. This is a bit more like a passing of tests. So like moving through a testing period, coming out the other side, maybe still going through the test and hoping we'll come out the other side. But there is an initiation testing period. Initiation periods always bring tests. It's to test to see if we really are who we say we are, if we really claim what we say we claim, if we're really ready as we say we are to move forward. This is the universe kind of testing us to see if we really are ready. So this will test us, and we might find some tests around at the moment, especially early on the weekend. There might be something that triggers or tests us. So what are we going to do about it? How are we going to respond to that? And how we're going to be able to move forward from that test if we are tested. Now Sunday we have card 18 called New Pathways. So again, moving forward. It says here options, children, birth, choice, and life's path. This kind of reminds me a bit too of the zebra that I talked about for Monday. The zebra talking about alternative options. This is also saying there's multiple pathways. So there are multiple options potentially available to us to consider. If we're at a bit of a crossroads, we may have choices that we need to make at this time, maybe this choice or that. Maybe we've got other multiple choices to make. to determine or decide what we're going to do or how we're going to move forward. So there are options. Options can be overwhelming, but also I think that there's a lot of opportunity because we get to be able to choose, hopefully, the path that is best for us at the time and the best potentially for those others who may be involved. So choices, there's a power in choice, and if we can approach the choice or approach the pathway or the crossroads with confidence, or the fork in the road with confidence, and we can be confident that we're going to make the right decision. So there's also an energy too around children. So if children are coming up for you on Sunday, children, new beginnings, that kind of energy too. So this is our energy for the weekend. Okay, excellent. So lots of driving forward, lots of options too potentially available to us. So thanks for watching. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. But before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, or please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, you can learn more about them on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. The Animal Kingdom have the lion on the front, and the Speed of Light Oracle cards have the Chakra Activate card on the front, which I can't really show you. Oh, I just saw it, which is here. It has that illustration on the front. So you can learn more about those on my website. I've also next week, next week, whatever the dates are, I think it's the 14th or something, I have my next card reading club. We're looking at opening actually for the card reading club. That's on Thursday, whichever day Thursday is, the 14th or something. And on Friday, which I think is the 15th, is my next online art class. And we'll be looking at the matriarch or the crone energy. So we're looking at that phase of some of our cycles of life if we are lucky enough to live that long. So please join me for those if you're interested. Also, if you're in Tasmania, Australia, I will be at the Oatlands Bullock and Heritage Festival this coming weekend on the 9th and the 10th of August. And I'll be doing some clay at the festival at the Gay Street Hall. If you're in the area, please come and say hello. Play with some clay if you wish. And also I am hosting an old church and landscape painting retreat in Ross. It includes one night's accommodation on the Saturday night. So that's on the 23rd and the 24th of August. So you're very welcome to join me for that. Most of the materials are provided. You can learn more about those or that on my ceramics website. That's leannepeters.com. And you can learn more about Temple of Balance at templeofbalance.com.au. All right, let's grab the best theme card. I'm very interested to see what this is, as always, but what is the best theme card that the majority of us need for the 4th to the 10th of August 2025? And the best theme card is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and we have the jellyfish. The jellyfish is card 55, and it says vulnerable, flow, sensitive, and protection. And I can almost hear the groans. Oh no, sensitive. I actually like that I'm sensitive, and I try not to, just in my personality, I try not to be overly sensitive. I think my sensitivity is a personal thing. So my sensitivity and emotions, I'm a very emotional person, but I'm not an outwardly emotional person as such. I'm very inwardly sensitive and vulnerable. But how can I explain this? Because it's hard to put words to, but I feel it's personal. It's personal to me. And so I try and express it through the things that I do, through my art, especially through my writing and my poetry, and just the way I think through things. So my sensitivity is actually a huge part of who I am. And I certainly won't be groaning at the thought of being sensitive. So this is a sensitive card. It shows a vulnerability and a sensitivity and a potential feeling of being fragile this week. So what do we do when we feel extra sensitive or fragile or vulnerable? We probably step back a little bit. We may retreat. We may quieten down and go into our internal place to figure things out, to rebalance ourselves, to move through whatever our issue or problem is and try and find a solution. I personally don't like hovering in a really uncomfortable feeling for longer than 3 days. So I'm very quick and very proactive in hitting the nail on the head when I have an issue. And it's something I need to figure out and process personally because I'm a very internal kind of person. So I need to figure that out myself. Why do I feel this way? Is it just me? Is it an external influence? There's got to be something in it about me that's triggering this, so I need to try and nut it out, and I want to figure it out as quickly as possible because I want to be able to move forward from there and then return back to my balance and back to my flow. So if the vulnerability and sensitivity is knocking you off balance this week, then it might be an important thing for you to do whatever it is you do to sort yourself out. So whether it's stepping away, going into nature, putting on some music, meditating, if you can quieten your mind for that long, whatever you do, whatever you've found that helps you deal with a potential imbalance, especially an emotional imbalance. We might find some of us feel that this week. Now, there's not a lot of emotion coming up in the other card, so I feel like this is just sort of an overarching potential coming up as our theme for the week. But the stronger energy really is this drive forward. There's this motivation and this action. So we can use our vulnerability and our sensitivity too to motivate ourselves to change things about ourselves and our life, to work on resolving issues we have in relationships. So our sensitivity, our emotions can really reveal to us things that aren't quite right if we pay attention to them. If we let them hover and we let them fester and we let them become toxic within us, then it just can explode and become really unhealthy. So if you're feeling anger, what can it motivate you to do? What can it motivate you to change? This is the power, really, one of the powers of the emotions and the emotional energy. So emotions may be strong for some of us. How can we use them to our advantage to move forward? How can we work with them to push through areas of our life that we might feel stuck with? So I'll leave that with you. Thanks for joining me today. Have a fantastic week, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care.